watching this from the perspective of the chopper? You just saw that chopper out in the distance.
Well, of course, the airport scrambles the fire department and the search and rescue people. They have all of the equipment standing by. The primary factor in this kind of thing is the trainings that the pilots go through. They are worked over the coals every 6 months on check flights with the airlines, and so this is not something totally unknown to them. But it's a new experience every time it happens for real instead of a simulation. All right, I think this is it, and I can see the nose wheel both ways. About a mile or two short of the runway here, and the emergency vehicles are still in place, so usually they start moving just before the aircraft lands. Alright, let's see what happens here. It looks like both tires are intact. They have sensors on these aircraft that can tell what the tire pressure is once they retract it. Okay, here it's about to set it down. Very gently. That's true. Let me zoom out here a little, see if we get emergency equipment moving. Okay, he's in the thrust reverser mode, slowing it down with the engine thrust. And I'm not sure which part of the airport he's on here, Kurt. I'll just zoom out real quick and see if we've got any emergency vehicles moving. Yep, there they are. They're paralleling him.
Traffic 11 o'clock, 3 miles, opposite direction, altitude 3,000.
If in fact the tire was shredded, that is highly possible that some of the rubber did come off. Now he's stopping on the runway for the emergency vehicles to get out here to take a look. They'll probably bring a tug out here and pull the aircraft off the runway instead of taxiing off with the engine. Let's see what happens there.
Martha and Trace, I'm working to learn the names of the people who've been narrating this so wonderfully for us from inside both the chopper. I may not be able to get the tower names, but I can tell you they've done a great job too, because they were talking back and forth here. And of course you've got the pilot who's been in play too. You've been able to hear all three of these voices, and that is rare. I'll tell you the other thing that is really rare is as I've been watching on my screen with this FlightAware.com, I could see exactly how far out that plane was once it got within range to see here on the computer, but also kind of from the ground. So once it got down to about 1,500 feet, you could see the exact path.
Right.
We knew that was a 737. We knew that was a pretty good shot that was going to be that plane. And of course, with all the emergency crew moving in now, they'll do what my contact at LAX told me that they would at the request of the pilot, and that is go ahead and meet the plane. The pilot makes that request from the air. They dispatch based on what he thinks he'll need when he puts that plane down. Trace, and I'm sure you've got so much more to talk about with that.
You look at this, Trace, the first indication that I got that there was anything wrong with this plane was just watching those vehicles pull out close to it and seeing these guys run up. I mean, that landing was as smooth as any as I've ever seen.
It's going to show you how picture-perfect these pilots can be. I mean, they train for this stuff, and as John Ehrlich was saying, he's still on Lilas, by the way. You know, these pilots are so well trained that the bottom line is they come in, they do what they need to do, they drop the fuel to get as light as possible, they try and touch it down as lightly as they can, and then they go very so gently on that wheel. But, you know, it really was a picture-perfect landing, and you would never know unless they told us something was wrong with this plane.